Okay, so welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about something which is honestly one of the most confusing topics when it comes to psychology in class 12th. Okay, this is something which a lot of students find confusion, and they're often not able to describe themselves perfectly when it comes to writing a long question. Okay, when it comes to writing a very long answer. Okay, many of the students fumble upon this. Okay, so we're going to talk about this. It's going to be a very short video in which I'm going to explain only one model. Now this is basically what we call as a process of attitude change. Okay, so please ignore my writing. I know it's a bit hideous, but it's my first time. I don't have much practice using a notepad, but yeah, well, it's honestly disgraceful in real life as well. So okay. So what is an attitude change? You are telling me that attitude can change, right? So honestly, if I'm believing that you have already studied the rest of the chapter, like the previous chapter, so you know what an attitude is, and you know that attitude can change, right? So we're going to talk about the very first model today in this video. It is the concept of balance. Okay, concept of balance was obviously a very is obviously a very important topic when it comes to class 12 psychology. This obviously is something, as I said before, people fumble upon it. Okay, this was introduced by Fritz Heather. Okay, now, oh God, have yes, I'm gonna use a different pen. Okay, I don't know if you can see it properly. Okay, I've written F-I, Fritz. It's Fritz. Okay, just ignore this. You can skip it. Fritz Heather. Okay, now most of the people must be cursing this person and the other person called Festinger and Carl Smith. These three psychologists are something which is most cursed when we are in 12th grade, right? Because honestly speaking, these are quite topics which our teachers are not able to explain to us, right? Very nicely. And the NCRT has honestly just they've tried their best when it comes to explaining, but they sometimes fall behind. Okay, so we don't necessarily call it a concept of balance. We will call it a POX triangle. Okay, easy to remember, but obviously, when you are writing a board, do write this and then write this. Okay, so obviously, as the name suggests, there must be a triangle in it, right? There must be a triangle in it. I mean, triangle लिखा है तो मैम triangle तो दो, right? Now, what is this triangle? Okay, I'm not talking about maths wala. Okay, I'm talking about what is the triangle, POX triangle. How many of you have studied this already? If you have studied this already, let this be a revision class for you guys. If you have not, then keep on following me. I will explain this very beautifully. Okay, you will be able to understand this in just one single video and you will never forget it again. Okay, you will never forget it again because it's an easy topic. It's an easy topic when you understand it. Okay, simple चीज क्या है बेटा, this particular triangle, okay, this particular triangle is basically representing the components. Okay, they're representing all the components of an attitude. Okay, it is representing all the components of an attitude. Okay, okay, so in the book it is very simply written. I will again say it's very simply written in the NCRT. In NCRT, I don't know which editions you guys have, but in my NCRT, it is on page number 112. So if anyone just wants to open their book, I would recommend please open your book. Okay, so in this particular topic, in this particular triangle, let's assume, okay, I'm assuming right now, P is a person, O is a person, and X is an object. Okay, and please don't, when you are saying an object, please don't forget to mention it is an attitude object. Don't forget to mention this. Object would also be suffice, but if you want to score, if you want to look good in your answer sheet, often please mention that it's an attitude object. So now what is basically, what is the whole idea behind it? The whole idea behind it is a very simple basic idea that in all the sense there should be balance. Okay, basic idea is कि attitude change होगा. Okay, and attitude, oh what, attitude will change when there is a state of imbalance. This is a very impromptu video. I just thought that I'll make this. You know, uh, I haphazardly decided let's make a video on this. Okay, so ignore me if you find a bit of discrepancies in my writing and technology and all that stuff. Okay, so when will there be a state of imbalance? Okay, I will now give you an example. Example से हम समझेंगे कि क्या कब imbalance होगा और कब balance होगा. पहले सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज समझ लेते हैं कि स्टेट ऑफ इम्बैलेंस से होगा क्या, मतलब प्रॉब्लम क्या है स्टेट ऑफ इम्बैलेंस से. हमें ये समझ आ गया कि इम्बैलेंस से चेंज होगा, इतना हमें समझ आ गया. बट ये इम्बैलेंस से प्रॉब्लम क्या है, प्रॉब्लम क्या है हमको इम्बैलेंस से. इम्बैलेंस, नाउ दिस इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट लाइन व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग योर आंसर, मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट. पूरे टॉपिक का सार इस लाइन में है. दैट now this line if I have to pinpoint कि बुक में कहाँ पर है, 112 में राइट हैंड साइड पैराग्राफ में सबसे टॉप में ये लाइन लिखी हुई है. आई डोंट नो वेयर, समवेयर इन देयर. ओके, imbalance is logically uncomfortable. Okay, imbalance is logically uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable in life, right? So if something is logically uncomfortable, you will change the logic, right? Either you will change the whole concept. Okay, so that becomes logically comfortable for you. लॉजिकली आपको समझ आ जाएगी, ओके अब सेंस हो रहा है किसी बात का. ठीक है, तो अब बात करते हैं वापस से इस ट्रायंगल पे आते हैं. एक नया ट्रायंगल बनाते हैं. ओके, दिस गोना मेक अ वेरी natural triangle. I'm not gonna. This is a P, this is O, and this is X. Now let's name them. Okay, this is again an example. Okay, this is an example. You can take this example, you can write this example. I would honestly suggest make your own example and write it. अगर तुम एनसीईआरटी का डाउरी वाला सिस्टम उठाओगे, एक तो पहली चीज तो डाउरी वाला सिस्टम समझ नहीं आएगा लोगों को. ठीक है, बहुत ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लैंग्वेज में लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है, तो एक तो डाउरी वाला सिस्टम उठाओ ही मत. ठीक है, यू कैन यूज दिस एग्जाम्पल. आई विल गिव यू 2 एग्जाम्पल्स. ओके, पहले ही कॉन्सेप्ट समझेंगे हम इस एग्जाम्पल से, फिर मैं एक और एग्जाम्पल दे दूंगी रिविजन के लिए. ये 2 एग्जाम्पल्स यू कैन यूज, बट ऑब्वियसली मैं ये सजेस्ट करूंगी कि अपना खुद का एग्जाम्पल बनाओ. लेट्स से दैट परम, पी से हम नाम ले लेते हैं परम. ओके, परम इज अ गर्ल, परमजीत, परम वॉट एवर यू वांट टू कॉल हर. ओके, एंड ओ को हम ले लेते हैं ओनम. Okay, Param and Onam are 2 friends. Okay, they're 2 friends. Okay, so these 2 are friends. तो यार एक कॉमन सी बात हो गई, मतलब मैं ये सोच रही हूँ अगर परम और ओनम फ्रेंड्स हैं, ठीक है, तो एक मतलब सोचो परम और ओनम अगर फ्रेंड्स है तो उन दोनों के बीच में एटीट्यूड कैसा होगा, उन दोनों के बीच में एटीट्यूड कैसा होगा. परम और ओनम फ्रेंड्स हैं तो दोनों के बीच में एटीट्यूड होगा पॉजिटिव. ठीक है, Param and Onam are friends and they have a positive attitude between each other. Okay, Onam also likes Param, Param also likes Onam. ठीक है, अब हम आ जाते हैं our main topic X. X को हम ले रहे हैं as an attitude object and let us take X as one of the most dividing factor when it comes to people. Mostly like a very easily dividing is K-pop. Okay, someone would like K-pop, someone wouldn't like K-pop. Okay, so Onam जो है, Onam hates K-pop. Okay, don't take it seriously now. Okay, Onam hates K-pop and Param on the other hand is a die-hard K-pop fan. उसने कोरियन भी लर्न करना शुरू कर दिया बिकॉज शी इज सो इन लव विद के पॉप. ओके, एवरी कल्चर, any culture. I'm not saying BTS in general, I'm saying the whole K-pop culture. She's a big fan. Okay. Now I know the friendships are usually not that weak, but just for this example, let us take Param. Okay, Param is the person whose attitude we are studying. Okay, Param loves Onam. Param और ओनम में बहुत अच्छी दोस्ती है और परम परम जो है वो के-पॉप को भी बहुत पसंद करती है, ठीक है. बट ओनम को तो के-पॉप बिल्कुल भी पसंद नहीं. ओनम को तो के-पॉप बिल्कुल भी पसंद नहीं. शी हेट्स के-पॉप with all her nerves, okay, with all her soul. She hates K-pop. Okay, and she hates it when Param talks about K-pop. Okay, so now what can happen? Now this is a state of imbalance. तो ये state of imbalance कब हुआ है? Now this is important. ठीक है. Honestly speaking, अगर आपको समझ आया है तो अच्छा. ठीक है. अगर समझ नहीं आया है, ठीक है, तो प्लीज यार ये रट लो. ठीक है, ये इतना तो रट ही लो कि state of imbalance है भी. इतना समझ आ गया कि हाँ भी स्टेट ऑफ इम्बैलेंस है बिकॉज परम ओनम की दोस्त है और परम को के पॉप पसंद है पर ओनम को के पॉप नहीं पसंद. ठीक है, तो इसमें स्टेट ऑफ लॉजिकली अनकंफर्टेबल हो गया है. ठीक है, आई नो द फ्रेंडशिप्स आर नॉट दैट वीक. ओके, फ्रेंडशिप्स आर नॉट बेसिकली बेस्ड ऑन इंटरेस्ट, बट अभी एग्जाम्पल के लिए ये समझो कि अभी एक स्टेट ऑफ इम्बैलेंस हो गया. तो अभी क्या लग रहा है कि कैसे एटीट्यूड हमारे पास पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड कितने हैं और नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड कितने हैं? कम ऑन. Yes, we have two positive attitude and one negative attitude. Now go to page number 112. On the second paragraph on the right hand side, it is written, the state of imbalance is found when two sides are positive and one side is negative, or all three sides are negative. That is a state of imbalance. Okay, in this case, there's a state of imbalance when all the three sides are negative or two sides are positive and one side is negative. Now this is a state of imbalance. अब आते हैं हम most important topic पे. Okay, how to I don't know how to yes, okay, found it. Okay, good. Yes. So now अब हम इधर आएंगे state of positivity है. Okay, this is a state of imbalance. Now we have to take it to the state of positivity. That is, we have to take it to a state of imbalance, right? Yeah, okay, sorry. There's a state of imbalance and we want to take it to the state of balance. Okay. इतना समझ आ गया है कि state of imbalance है and when there's a state of imbalance we are uncomfortable. Okay, imbalance is logically uncomfortable. So whenever there's an imbalance, there would be an attitude change. Okay, the attitude will change in the direction of balance. Let me write this down for you because it's very important. Another one of the most important lines. Okay, attitude will change in the direction of attitude will change in the direction of balance. Now अब balance कैसे हो सकता है? ये रही परम, ये रही ओनम और ये वहाँ के पॉप. परम को ओनम से बहुत प्यार है और परम को के पॉप से भी बहुत प्यार है और ओनम को भी के पॉप से बिल्कुल भी प्यार नहीं. Okay, so now how can we change? How can an attitude change? Now this is very important to understand that कौन से बंदे को हम study कर रहे हैं. We are studying P, right? So there can only be two options for P. Either P can start hating Onam or P can leave K-pop behind. Okay, either ना hating नहीं, hating basically hating नहीं कहूँगी मैं, बट ये कहूँगी कि वो अपने फ्रेंडशिप ओनम के साथ थोड़ी लाइट कर दे या थोड़ी रिड्यूस कर दे या अपना थोड़ा डिस्टेंस मेंटेन करे या फिर के पॉप को छोड़ दे या फिर के पॉप को उतना ज्यादा होल हार्टेडली लाइक करना बंद कर दे. हमें इतना तो पता है कि ओनम एक्स को हेट ओनम के पॉप ओनम डजंट लाइक के पॉप. ऑलराइट, बट वी आर नॉट स्टडीइंग ओनम, we are studying Param. We are studying the attitude behavior of Param. So in this case, Param is in a state of imbalance, right? Param is in a state of imbalance because in this particular POX triangle, there are two positives and one negative. There are two positives and one negative. So therefore, attitude must change. Okay, why? Because imbalance is logically uncomfortable. Therefore, attitude will change in the direction of balance. So now Param has two options. Either Param can reduce the relationship between between her and Onam, or it can either now or it can stop liking K-pop, right? Now what happens अगर ये पहला एग्जाम्पल हो गया जिसमें परम ने K-pop को लाइक करना बंद कर दिया, तो क्या होगा? Now attitude अब now let's count the balance now. Let's count the attitude, the positivity or the negativity of the attitude. How many um how many negatives or how many positives can you see? In case of positive, there is only one. But in the case of negative, now there are two. Param also doesn't like K-pop, and Onam also doesn't like K-pop. And Onam and Param are friends. This is a state of balance. So now, if I'm saying that if you understand this concept, well and good. If you don't understand this, and obviously this is a topic which will definitely come. Okay, this is like 100% short question. ये तो आएगा ही आएगा, राइट? ये भी आपके टर्म 1 में भी आया होगा किसी ना किसी एमसीक्यू में, और ये डेफिनेटली आपके टर्म 2 में आएगा. ओके, आई नो देयर इज अ बिट ऑफ हेजिटेंसी कि अब बोर्ड्स में क्या होगा, कैसे होगा, बट अभी उन सबको छोड़ो, सिर्फ पढ़ाई में ध्यान दो. और ये बात अच्छे से समझो कि अगर ये समझ आ रहा है, ये परम और ओनम का एग्जाम्पल समझ आ रहा है तो बढ़िया, पर अगर नहीं समझ आ रहा और लिखना तो है ही आंसर, तो इसको रट लो. स्टेट ऑफ इम्बैलेंस कब होगा? जब दो पॉजिटिव होंगे और सॉरी एक नेगेटिव होगा. ठीक है, दो पॉजिटिव होंगे और एक नेगेटिव होगा. दो पॉजिटिव होंगे और एक नेगेटिव होगा, या सारे नेगेटिव होंगे? Are you saying this with me? Repeat it after me. There will be a state of imbalance when there are two positives and one negative, or all the three of the attitudes are negative. There will be a state of balance when there are two negatives and one positive. There will be a state of imbalance when there are two negatives and one positive. Okay? दूसरे केस में परम क्या कर सकती है? दूसरे केस में भी सेम ही चीज होगी बेटा, बैलेंस ही आएगा. एटीट्यूड चेंज होगा ओनम की तरफ. शी विल रिड्यूस हर फ्रेंडशिप विद ओनम and she will continue loving K-pop. In both the cases, there are two negatives and one positive. In this case, Param loves K-pop and Param is now no longer friends with Onam. So she doesn't care that Onam loves K-pop or Onam doesn't love K-pop. So now there's a state of balance in her life. Okay, there's a state of balance in her life. She's no longer uncomfortable. There's no logical uncomfortableness anymore. Okay, now in this case also, there are two negatives and one positive. Now something which is obviously the most common, most easily understood is कि एक और चीज हो सकती है, there's a third option. Okay, but obviously we're studying Param's behavior. Okay, so it is not an option basically. This is like something कि imbalance होता ही नहीं कभी. There wouldn't have been any imbalance. अगर Param loved K-pop, Param also was a friend with Onam, and Onam also loved K-pop. So there's a state of balance when all the attitudes are positive and all the attitudes are confining within each other. They are in the same line. Okay, they are in the same course. Okay. Now this is what this whole topic was. Okay. If you have understood this, you can leave this video. You can move on to any other video, or you can simply move on to study. Okay. But just because I want to make it very precise for you guys, very precise. Okay. इतना अगर आप लोगों को समझ आ गया है, so then it's very good. I am really glad if I'm able to help you guys. Okay. एक बार दोबारा से मैं रिवाइज करा देती हूँ. This is a whole revision. You can leave this video now. I'm going to give another example at the very end. Okay, so you can use it in your papers. Okay, there's a process we are talking about the process of attitude change. We are talking about the very first process called concept of balance, formulated by Fritz Heather. This is also known as a POX triangle, in which there are three elements, POX. They represent the components of attitude. Okay, the basic idea is attitude will change when there's a state of imbalance. Reason so? Because imbalance is logically uncomfortable and attitude will change in the direction of balance. Okay. So now there's a state of imbalance when there are two positives and one negative, or whole every attitude is negative. And there's a state of balance. There's a state of balance when there are two negatives and one positive, and one negative, one positive. Okay, I'll repeat again. When there are two negatives and one positive, and when there are all the three adjectives are positive, that is a state of balance. Okay, now that is a state of balance. Now this is the last example I'm gonna give to you guys, and this will make the concepts very clear. This will make the concept honestly the most clear. Oh, this won't delete with the mouse. I have to use the. Let me use a black pen for this. Yes. Oh, there's a triangle option. Oh my God, why was I making with the lines? Idiot moment. Big PP brain. Big PP time. Okay. There's a P, there's a O, and there's an X. P को मैंने नाम दिया. God, there's not much name. Okay, Priyanshi. O को मैंने नाम दिया ओजस. X is an attitude object जिसका नाम मैं रख सकती हूँ. Let's say, what is something which divides? Okay. P, Priyanshi and Ojas are friends. Ojas doesn't like. Okay, so this means Ojas loves dogs. Okay, no, Ojas doesn't like dogs. Okay, Ojas doesn't like dogs. Ojas is really, really afraid of dogs. Okay, Ojas doesn't like dogs at all. Whereas Priyanshi, on the other hand, has a pet. Okay, she has a dog. Okay, now Priyanshi has an option of creating a further relationship with Ojas. Okay, matlab Priyanshi basically wants to, basically there's a point in their life when they are trying to increase their efficacy with each other. Okay, this is an example number 2. Okay, when they're trying to do this, but now they have stumbled upon this problem. Okay, where Priyanshi and Ojas are in good terms, and Priyanshi has a pet called Pet Dog. Okay, Priyanshi has a pet dog named Xavier. Okay, yeah, I've got a good name for the dog. Okay, Priyanshi has a pet dog named Xavier, and Ojas doesn't like dogs. Ojas is very afraid of dogs. This is a state of imbalance. Okay, I've already explained this. I'm just gonna very simply say this to you guys. Okay, there's a state of imbalance where there are two positives and one negative. Obviously, the basic idea behind the concept of balance given by Fritz Heather is that the attitude will be forced to change. Attitude will change when there's a state of imbalance. Why? Because imbalance is logically uncomfortable. In this case, Priyanshi is in a state of imbalance, and Priyanshi's attitude will change in the state of balance, in the direction of balance. Okay, now how can the balance be achieved? How can the balance be attained? Okay, so there are two options, and now this is basically how I'm telling you to write your answer. Okay, first of all, you must make this diagram. You must make all the components. You must write all the lines that I've repeated earlier, right? जो मैंने वो inverted commas मैंने आपको state करी. Okay, वो सब करने के बाद अब आप ये लिखोगे that attitude will change when A. Priyanshi stops her relationship with Ojas. That is Priyanshi. Now you will obviously not write like this. You will make a whole paragraph. You have to make it as grand as you can when it comes to writing long answers. Okay. Or Priyanshi also starts disliking dogs. Either Priyanshi reduces her efficacy, reduces her relationship with Ojas, or Priyanshi also starts disliking dogs, okay, for any reason whatsoever. So now what happens is, in this case, let me make a small POX model for you guys. Priyanshi doesn't like Ojas anymore, negative. Priyanshi loves dogs, positive, and Ojas hates dogs, negative. In this case, there are two negatives and one positive, hence state of balance. In this case, I have said that Priyanshi also start disliking dogs. प्रियांशी और ओजस के बीच में रिलेशनशिप अभी पॉजिटिव है, ओजस को डॉग्स बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है और प्रियांशी ने ये सोच लिया है कि उसको भी अब डॉग्स बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है. In this case also, there are two negatives and one positive, hence there's a state of balance. This was all about concept of balance given by Fritz Heather. This was all about the process of change, the very first topic, given by Fritz Heather. Okay, so thank you guys for watching my video. I hope कि आप लोगों को ये समझ आया होगा. I've tried my level best when it comes to explaining this topic. If you have really benefited from this, I would really request you guys to like and comment on this channel. Let me know that was it really helpful for you guys. And yes, I will be making another video on the other processes, on the other concepts. Okay, and yes, I will be making a very important, very informative video on something which इतने सारे लोगों को कंफ्यूज कर देता है, इतने सारे लोगों को कंफ्यूज कर देता है. That is the example, right, given on the very next page, telling a lie for $20. Okay, I am going to explain telling a lie for $20 really soon. So if you want that video, please comment on my channel. Please like this channel and let me know if I've really helped you guys. Goodbye.